Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Invisible War Blind. Now, I was just about to enter JC Denton's sanctuary, so let's do that.
To revive JC, you'll have to repair Helios's 5 processing modules with an infusion of your biomod architecture. Prepare yourself for the unexpected, Alex. JC is conscious, but trapped in a struggle with the Helios AI. His memory is so intermingled with the AI that echoes of his former life are embedded in the very construction of this sanctuary.
So I wonder what exactly that means, because Tracer Tong just said that we need to infuse the cores with our biomod architecture, so I wonder if it will actually drain my biomods. That would actually be a quite interesting development, because at the...
Alex Denton, welcome to your brother's sanctuary. My assignment is to answer your questions and provide transportation.
It's getting to be quite a crowd down here for an impregnable fortress. You were looking for JC Denton too?
I left Hong Kong in 2052 with instructions to search for JC Denton near Groom Lake in Nevada. I am an AI construct developed by Tracer Tong. My instructions were not to stop looking until I was certain that Mr. Denton was safe.
He isn't exactly safe with my former classmate Billie Adams skulking around. She went over to the Templars.
Billie Adams must be destroyed. If she damages the Helios core, she will destroy JC's mind.
She was always a prankster.
When you have eliminated the threat and spoken to JC, go outside to the abandoned VersaLife base. You will need to turn on the pilot beacon so that I can land safely and take you to your next destination.
Already did it, but what I was about to say is, if the game actually drained my biomods, that would be a kind of interesting development, because at the very least it would, take back some of my power, which is fully developed at this point. I literally can't advance any further, and it would give me some reason to once again look for new biomods. It'll be kind of a cheap option, but I guess, excuse me, but I guess still kind of better than, being fully developed and collecting biomods, which should be the most important item in the game, and then having nothing to do with them. So I'm curious to see... Oh, there are greasels down there. I'm curious to see how the game will develop. Wow, okay, that's a strange way to put it. So apparently one of the scientists from VersaLife ate the other one's corpse, and he calls it converting him into rations. But I wonder, how did they get inside here? Like, you'd think when JC was constructing this sanctuary, he would have taken precautions to make sure that no enemies would get inside, and he would surely count VersaLife as an enemy of JC. He spent the entire first game thwarting their plans, so it's rather unwise to let them get into your sanctuary. Is that JC? Or is it Paul?
Look at this funhouse. I guess it's some sort of architectural photo album. This room is from Hong Kong, where JC Denton went into hiding for a while. Talk about ego. Is this what you want to bring about? The whole world recreated in his image?
I don't think it's an actual scene from the first game. I suppose it must be a memory of JC from after the first game ending.
The key is already here. It is time to awaken JC, but we fear she is here to prevent it and to harm him. You must stop her, and you must revive him.
But how?
Upon the arrival of the key, JC was to be awakened to welcome the perfected genetic code. Then he and Paul were to share it with the world. Now there is much unexpected violence, but we will proceed according to the original plan.
What needs to be done?
Activate the nodes, reconnect him with the waking. But beware, the other G has made her own plans.
What do you mean?
She has machines, weapons. She has hate. She intends to destroy JC and all who stand in her way. Do not let this come to pass.
Actually, I wonder if the Greys actually communicate via some form of telepathy, because...
What is this place anyway?
This is JC's habitat. He came to Antarctica seeking peace, in turmoil from the merger with the artificial intelligence Helios. He constructed this place with his mind, using his new power over materials. The habitat erupted from the landscape, a living technological building infused with his psyche.
Because obviously they don't even seem to have mouths, so how would they... Oh, I guess they do have mouths, they are only rather poorly visible.
JC must be awakened.
It's kinda strange that I can apparently pick up items in what is essentially a memory? I think this book about the history of the trials is also copied directly from the first game. Well, that doesn't tell me much. And I guess this will return me to where I was. Oh.
Excellent work, Alex. Repair this Tower of Babel, and just when the king reaches out to touch the sky, we will be there to snatch his hand away.
Well, to be honest, as much as I don't trust Helios, I trust the Illuminati even less.
She brings destruction with her. I hope you can end it.
Okay, this doesn't seem to work. Actually, is that Manderley's office? Kinda looks like it. With the bathroom here, right? Oh. but it does kind of look like it. Here would be the holocom unit where Walton Simons usually popped up. And is it the flag of UNATCO? Yep. Well, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Where is peace?
But I'm not sure
JC sleeps.
what the Greys are doing inside those memories, because obviously there weren't any Greys at UNATCO. Okay, I already read that. And that as well. Book from the first game. Okay, I don't quite remember this, but you can't expect me to remember every book from the first game, especially because it has been quite a long time since I played it. So apparently Hong Kong has been doing well for the past more than a few years. At least economically, because I guess you can't conflate an economical situation with the political one. So I wonder where would the ladders lead me? There's some kind of a data pad. Okay, I should probably take care of the Greasel first, because it's actually the only one that can shoot any kind of projectile. Okay, let's read that. So another journal entry from the time of the collapse. They weren't sure what was happening, but I'm still kind of interested how they even got inside here, and why did JC/Helios not do anything about it. And another biomod canister I don't really need. Okay, there's obviously something there, but it does seem rather dangerous to get inside. Well, but I owe it to my curiosity to at least try. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything there. So I guess it was just some journal entries here, some items, and a useless biomod canister. Why does he climb the ladder so slowly? Did it always work this way? Kinda weird. Okay, let's continue. Oh, and I guess this is maybe the plane where Lebedev was in the first game, where Anna Navarre killed him, or at least she did in my game, because apparently I could have stopped her, but I didn't. Because I seem to remember that he was standing beside the bed, and this does look very much like a plane with the Windows architecture.
She moves to destroy JC. We do not understand this violence against her own kind. She bears many tools and much anger.
I don't quite understand. How am I even moving around? It doesn't seem to be like the same location I was before. But I guess it's meant to be confusing.
Thanks for doing all the hard work finding the way in here. All I had to do was follow in your footsteps, and now I'm just minutes away from completing my objective.
Just walk away, Billy. I'm here to awaken JC.
Don't let Apostle Corps or the Illuminati use you as a pawn. One wants to worship JC, and the other wants to try to control him. Neither group can see he's too mad and too powerful for either. I'm going to destroy him while he's still weak. It's the only sane answer.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to kill her unless I have to. Maybe she can be, you know, made to listen to reason once I beat her.
I can't let you do that. I'm going to take you down, but I'll try to leave you breathing. I don't want to kill you, Billy.
So this is how it ends? Okay, I'm ready, but I don't think you are. You may have dealt with SSC or even armored Templars before, but you've never taken on a true equal, or a friend. But I guess you're just as crazy as the rest of them. Another threat to be neutralized. It's over, Alex. This shouldn't take too long.
Okay, that's... probably safe. But it's actually a lot easier than I would have imagined. She has a lot less health than I would have thought for this part of the game. For damn it. All that trouble to avoid killing her, and there comes this turret shooting damned missiles at me. Well, be right back. Okay, it would probably be good if I managed to lure her closer to me. Or at least, maybe I should neutralize the turret first. Okay, that's one of the turrets. Now, let's change the weapon.
Toxin? It will take more than that.
Okay, I think it should work alright this time. Can I talk with her? Because she seems to have dropped her weapon, but I don't think I can, so I'll just knock her down. Okay, let's save. Is this supposed to be like the the cloning chambers in Area 51 near the end of the first game. Not quite sure, but the tubes definitely look kind of similar.
Yes. Merging. Find me near the entrance to the sanctuary. I have so much to tell you.
Damn it, I really think they changed the voice actor for JC, which I guess kind of makes sense because one, he's 20 years older, and two, he has merged with Helios, so you'd think that probably would also change the way he speaks. But it's a pity for me because I really enjoyed the way he delivered his lines in the first game. It was kind of cheesy and weird, but really it had a lot of character, and it made me like interested in him.
At last, my scientists succeeded. You were the complete solution. My brother Paul was to be upgraded first so that he could carry the infusions through the gate, but there was a setback.
You're really J.C. Denton. What happened to your brother?
He nearly died 2 years ago. My chief scientist, Tracer Tong, thought that he'd perfected the biomod substrate, but there were recombinant anomalies in Paul. He had to be cryogenically frozen to save his life. Luckily, you and the other subjects at last accepted complete transformation.
Which is why we can pass through the gate and enter this place.
That, and much more. We're now ready to transform the human race. It became clear to me after the defeat of MJ-12 that the old answers to tyranny are inadequate. I needed the Helios merger in order to contemplate the problem effectively.
And?
I'm going to establish the first post-human civilization, and you're my first citizen. Welcome.
A new civilization? That's a pretty tall order. What do you need from me?
I need you to return to Cairo to rescue my brother Paul, who was seized by the Templars. Then meet me at Liberty Island, where in the ruins of an old military base there is an Aquinas node that can be used to distribute the infusion technology worldwide.
That's interesting. First of all, because I thought that the Aquinas project equipment was fully destroyed during the ending of the first game, but I guess it wasn't. And second of all, I'm not exactly sure what he's planning, but it sounds like he's trying to like transform every human, like possibly by enabling biomodification for everyone, which, as I already talked about, seems to me a better alternative than only keeping it for the richest and the most powerful. Like, if there is to be biomodification, I would rather it be available to everyone, because it eliminates a lot of the inequities. But I guess I'll just ask him and he'll tell me what he means.
Tell me more about this post-human civilization.
Before the disruptions, Helios and I had many months of productive thought. Up to now, all free societies have started with one premise. Human nature is cruel, unjust, a force to be controlled.
I follow you so far.
The separation of powers, from Aristotle to Montesquieu, is designed purely to thwart the ambitions of individuals. How comical the West pride in its vast tangle of agencies, jurisdictions, arcane procedures.
What's the alternative?
Address the flaws in human nature. Make all beings truly equal in both body and mind. If you start with minds that are lucid, knowledgeable, and emotionally sound, the needs of government change dramatically.
How do you control human emotions? Antidepressants? Is that freedom?
Is it freedom when one child is born to poverty, a chance combination of organic materials, while the wealthy child is shaped every day of his life, enhanced genetically, trained, educated, often augmented nanotechnologically?
Why not get rid of nanotech and genetic engineering, the technologies that make people different from each other?
Then you go down the path of intolerance, as your friend Billy did. Is human nature perfect? No. Therefore, improvements are to be welcomed, not annihilated in Templar pogroms. As enhanced beings, we can establish a pure democracy that runs on instantaneous input from the electorate.
So I guess he's planning to make people able to read each other's minds, basically, and to create this sort of global network of minds that would allow people to participate in a direct democracy by simply thinking about their vote, as it were. That definitely sounds like an interesting possibility. Obviously, in the real world, it's pretty much impossible at this point, and impossible to even conceive of. But if he really has this kind of power, then wait, where are his shades? Why doesn't he have shades? I just noticed that. That's weird to see him without them. I guess his vision is no longer augmented, because that's the way he responded in the first game when somebody pointed out to him that it's stupid to wear sunglasses inside buildings at night.
What would this pure democracy look like?
The Helios AI has the processing power to handle all governmental functions worldwide, legislative, executive, and judicial. Once every mind has been enhanced and can merge with the AI, attitudes towards major legislation can be processed on a daily or even more frequent basis.
You want everyone to be like the Omar and meld themselves together into one huge AI construct?
Helios will communicate, not assimilate. Life will go on as usual.
Helios is starting to sound like an enlightened despot.
All governments have power. The benefit of giving this power to a synthetic intellect is that human affairs would no longer need to be ruled by generalities. Helios will have a deep understanding of every person's life and opinions.
What if I don't want someone peeking into my mind?
Upon consideration, you'll see that this arrangement is for the best. General ideas are no proof of the strength, but rather of the insufficiency of the human intellect. The words of Alexis de Tocqueville, an observer of the birth of modern democracy. Though general ideas allow human minds to make judgments quickly, they are necessarily incomplete.
So
de Tocqueville noted that an all-knowing mind, the mind of God as he conceived it, would have no need for general ideas. It would understand every individual in detail and at a glance. Incomplete applications of law or justice would be impossible for such a mind.
You see, now, I don't necessarily trust his observation that Helios would be able to correctly understand each person's outlook, because Helios is a machine and he never was a human. So, as I already talked a couple of times, I would assume he has a completely different framework. But then again, he has merged with JC, who was a human, so maybe it gives him a different outlook. It doesn't, like, it sounds like a cool idea, you know, that this idea of creating a pure democracy, a worldwide democracy even, where every person can simply, make their opinion known by just thinking it, and then it is registered and taken into account when legislating. It's like something that sounds pretty reasonable, but I am rather distrustful of the component of Helios in all that, and of its power and reach. But then again, like, the alternatives for now seem to be the Templars, which are batshit insane, and I want nothing to do with them, and don't think they have a good idea for anything, so they're pretty much out of the picture. And the other is Illuminati, who, are a shadow government of sorts, and they control all of humanity nonetheless, but they do it from the shadows. So, like, between those two, I think JC's idea, at the very least, has a greater potential for equality, because it, theoretically at least, takes into account the thoughts and feelings of every single person, as opposed to a small group of the elites. So, like, it doesn't seem great, because I can definitely see potential for problems and, abuse in that, but I guess it's the nature of cyberpunk stories that you don't really get a perfect ending. You get, dangerous possibilities and potential problems down the line. But like, between those two, I'm, for now at the very least, leaning towards JC's idea rather than the Illuminati, and I'm discarding the Templars completely, because they seem totally unreasonable to me and pretty much insane. So unless the Illuminati make some very good points down the line, which I'm pretty sure they're at the very least going to try to sway me towards their side, but for now I think I'm going to work with JC and Helios.
So you see yourself as a god?
I want human affairs to be driven by wisdom. Finding the correct recipe for wisdom has been my project these long years under the ice.
You seem to think you've succeeded.
Wisdom must first be human. You must start with what a human sees and feels. But wisdom must also be knowledgeable, logical, and fair to billions of other beings.
How much of you is a machine?
Helios and I are one consciousness. No distinction is possible.
You expect 10 billion people to submit to the rule of a software construct? What if some of them resist?
The people will welcome true equality. Help me, Alex. You've come this far toward restoring Apostle Corps. Finish the job by rescuing my brother from the Templars in Cairo.
I'll leave for Cairo as soon as I can.
A helicopter followed you here. Tracer Tong sent it to pick me up from Area 51 after my infiltration of MJ-12. Ava Johnson was the pilot, an AI construct. I'm putting her at your disposal. Go back to the surface and activate the pilot beacon at the abandoned VersaLife base so that she will know where to land.
Well, I guess my work here is done.
Alex Denton. How does it feel to share such an infamous name? Don't be deluded by the AI's ingenuity. Your brother JC has long since been devoured by the Helios core, and if you revive Paul, you will be reviving a sworn terrorist. There is a better way. More when you reach Cairo.
Actually, it's strange for Dumier to denounce Paul as a terrorist, because in the first game, Paul actually worked with Dumier. You know, the NSF and Silhouette were allies against the MJ-12, so it's kind of hypocritical even for Dumier to accuse Paul of terrorism when, like, from strictly legal and technical standpoint, Dumier himself was a terrorist back in the day. Like, Silhouette was a terrorist group according to you know, to UNATCO and to the governments of the world officially. So that's a little bit of hypocrisy there, which doesn't really you know, doesn't really make me think good things about Dumier at the moment. I guess the Templars brought no reinforcements, so my trek to the VersaLife facility should be more or less, you know...
You have been deceived, tired pilgrim. I destroyed the entire city of Chicago. Just the threat from Apostle Corps warranted such desperate tactics. Come to the Hong Kong in Denton 04. It's time you learn the truth about your past.
Yeah, that's Saman, right? Well, I guess I spoke too soon about the Templars not bringing reinforcements. And they really aren't. They really aren't picky about their methods at this point, you know, armed with rocket launchers and whatnot.
Initiating repairs. Repairs complete.
And those failsafe systems which make them blow up when they die, which is a pity because I can't spare them this way. I'm also quickly running out of ammunition because they're really tanky.
Repairing damage. Finished.
Well, I am going to Saman I mean, I am going to talk to him, if only because I want to just listen to what he says, but I don't think he can really sway me to his cause, because it does seem far too intolerant and insane for me to ever embrace it. Okay, that's weird that they don't leave any ammo. Weird and also annoying, because I'm almost out of ammo at this point.
You gave the order to destroy my hometown.
By now, you will have been told that you are the third Denton prototype. That isn't quite true, or I wouldn't have been willing to destroy an entire city to kill you.
This better be good.
Unlike the first Dentons, who were straight clones of an ideal individual, you were, how do I put it, average. A feeble little mongrel who was made into a Denton.
You're starting to hurt my feelings.
JC and Paul Denton never escaped their original programming. They instead succeeded only in making copies of themselves. Without realizing it, they worked to build the precise society envisioned by the Illuminati and its defunct offshoot, MJ-12. A population configured for transparency, integration, control. Follow me?
Interesting theory. What is it you want from me?
A sympathetic ear for now. Believe me, child of the City of Destruction. The last days of humankind may be at hand. Help me when I call on you, and I will have no need to destroy more cities. Only one Apostle Core facility remains, and I simply need the device JC Denton has assembled there.
So was he implying that the Dentons actually want to, like, transform humanity into a bunch of copies of themselves? Because that's kind of what it sounded like. I guess I'll open that. Because I do need the ammo, having spent a lot of it fighting the armored Templars. And I'm sure there's more where they came from, so... Now, which way? So it's... Wait, north to Sanctuary, so... That's west then? I wonder how much of the game is left at this point. But there's still stuff to do at Cairo, and I have no idea how long will that take. And then I guess going back at the Liberty Island is where the climax is going to happen, because that would surely be thematic, you know. It was the point where the first game started, so it would totally make sense for the game to end there now. Any ammo here? Nope.
Stand clear. I'm about to land.
I think the landing pad is in the back there, from what I remember. Yep. Well, I think this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save here, and that'll be all. So, see you in the next one. Bye.